Hello everybody, what's going on? Me here back with another video, and today my friends, we're going to be talking about how Halo Infinite got delayed. So basically I just want to give you guys my thoughts as a part 2 of my video, Thank God Halo Infinite got delayed, which when recording it I didn't actually know Halo Infinite got delayed, but basically all my points were in the video how basically I thought it probably should be delayed or something needed to change with it, you know? And now I found out a couple days ago that it did indeed get delayed, and I told you guys I'd have a part 2 out by the next day, so this is my follow-up, guys. I will have it out today for you guys. When Halo Infinite was shown off, I was massively underwhelmed. After 5 years of anticipating a new Halo game, or one to finish off the Reclaimer saga, I was very disappointed with what I saw. As someone who did actually like Halo 5, the graphics to me looked terrible. Minecraft pixelated graphics and everything else, and I thought to myself, how are they ever going to pull this off? How are they ever going to make this work in the Halo universe? Because I'm just completely confused by this. And then I found out that it did get delayed. So, after a couple days of thinking about it, I want to give you guys my thoughts on what I think will happen now that it got delayed. Number one, what I think will happen is obviously the quality would go up a ton. I think this is definitely the case because Phil Spencer is not fucking around this generation. He wants to make sure that Xbox gamers are happy and that there is no exception to that rule whatsoever. He wants to make sure everyone and their brother goes out and buys a Series X, and he's not doing a very good job with that in the sense of that all he's have is Game Pass. I mean, that's literally it. And we'll get into that later, but basically Phil Spencer is trying very hard this console generation. He's pushing Xbox after the mess that was the Xbox One, very confusing launch. You know, all those things that the last guy said, it didn't make a lot of sense, you know. He was just kind of a dick, especially the stuff he made about the Xbox 360, a couple comments he made. It was just like, dude, what the fuck? But, you know, I'm happy that's kind of over with now. So hopefully Phil Spencer, you know, he's a lot more of a respectable guy. I'm hoping that he can really pull off a good console generation for us and that he knows what he's doing. But I feel like maybe this is a bad decision and maybe the Xbox Series X should get delayed too. The reason I think the Series X should get delayed too is because what games do we have to play on day one? All we have is Game Pass. I don't really think that's going to cut it. I don't think Game Pass alone is going to cut it for people. I think people are going to want a game to go out and buy with, and you can argue, well, you didn't really even need to go out and buy the Series X to the Halo Infinite, but it was something. It was some sort of incentive, especially people who didn't already own an Xbox would definitely go out and buy the new one for Infinite if they didn't have a different Xbox. A lot of people didn't buy an Xbox One. It didn't sell very well, so I think they were going to do the Wii U tactic of kind of like, well, you don't have one, you might as well just get the new one. So you have to think about that. One thing I really worry about is Breath of the Wild 2 next year along with Halo Infinite because, you know, they're probably both going to drop next year. Even Metroid Prime 4. This 2021 could be a huge comeback for Nintendo after a pretty quiet 2020. I feel like they have a lot of stuff cooked up for 2021, and I feel like they're really going to go balls out in 2021. And I'm very worried for what's going to happen to Halo Infinite. Is it just going to be basically under the radar? Because once the hype of the Series X is done, I worry that no one will really care. You know, like if the Series X flops and Halo Infinite comes 1 year later and it's not very good, like let's say Halo Infinite's bad, okay? If this thing comes 1 year later and it's not even that good, everyone waited this whole time and we got this game that's just like a C, okay? No, this game has to be amazing. Halo Infinite has to be award-winning. Like, it has to be. Like, I'm not even being a brat here, guys. Like, it definitely has to be amazing, or else I really do worry about the future of Xbox. Because if they don't make an astounding game, then truly I don't know if they have any hope. I really don't. This console generation, they have to go balls out because Sony with the PlayStation 5 has already pretty much captured the mainstream audience to the point that a lot of people have no want to even get Series X. It's actually already became the more inferior system. I mean, they already did polls and different things and people are just not really wanting the Series X. Like over the PS5, I read this one article that said 80% of people in the poll said that they wanted a PlayStation 5 and not a Series X. 80% is a lot, guys, and that will indeed affect sales. The PS4 sold amazing, and the Xbox One did not. So you have to think about that. Are they just going to have a repeat of that? Or is Xbox going to try to really make a huge comeback here? Because I feel like by releasing Infinite a year later from their original console, they're really taking it out here. I don't understand why they can't just delay the console, you know. Why do consoles all have to come out the same year nowadays? Like, the competition level is just so high compared to how it used to be. I'm not saying people weren't competitive in the past, but you could actually have a console come out 1 year and one not come out the next year. That was like a thing they did. Nowadays, it just seems like that's like, what do you mean our console's not coming out this year? Of course it's coming out this year. Like, it's just like, Xbox is obviously struggling. They don't really have a lot going for them at the moment. Tell me one reason why you'd buy a Series X besides you can't afford a gaming PC. If assuming you can afford a gaming PC, why are you buying a Series X? Answer me that, please. Because truly, I don't see one reason. Game Pass is not enough. Game Pass is going to be on the Nintendo Switch probably, for God's sakes. You think that people are just going to go out and buy a Series X for just Game Pass? No, they needed Halo Infinite. And I worry. I truly do. Because really, this looks bad for Xbox. I'm already predicting PlayStation 5 to have a smash hit win this generation. And whatever Nintendo puts out will probably be second place. PlayStation is the king of home consoles for this amount of time. I'm not exactly sure why it's been this way, but it's been this way for a long time. And I think that basically they're going to hold up their streak as long as Xbox makes a fool of themselves again. Because really, at the beginning of this generation, everyone thought Xbox was going to have the win here, guys. And then they showed off Halo Infinite gameplay, and within 20 minutes, that was all over with. I went on Twitter, everyone was saying PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5. Imagine buying this. And then they were putting memes and different things, and it was just like, oh my God. Like, I can't believe how quickly the public opinion changed on it. And it was crazy to me because, I've always thought that, Xbox had some core fans, and I still think they do. But I guess I underestimated how many they don't have. Halo Infinite's delay is going to cause a bunch of problems. And I'm not just talking about, like it coming out a year later. I'm talking about the fact that a lot of people were anticipating this game, and now there's even more negativity surrounding it. A lot of people are going, what the fuck? How do you literally delay a game just a couple months before it's supposed to come out? That's way too close. I feel like it should have been delayed months ago. Phil Spencer promised us. He was like, oh, it'll come out on launch day. It'll come out on launch day. It'll come out on launch day. Well, why is it now not going to come out on launch day? And then I heard this article, or I read it, saying that they considered releasing Halo Infinite in different parts. Like, what? What? Like, I couldn't even imagine that. Thank God they didn't go down that road. They would have literally been clowned. You realize that? There is no way they would ever have been accepted for doing something like that, like launching just the campaign and launching the multiplayer. Oh my God, if Halo Infinite doesn't launch as one complete package, that's just going to be terrible. I'm saying it right now. Halo Infinite will get clowned on. It will get, everyone calling it trash again if, it doesn't launch with everything. There's no excuse it doesn't launch with everything. After 6 full years, there is no excuse that this game doesn't come with everything it's supposed to. It definitely has to. The delay will also allow me to say the best shooter of the year was Doom Eternal, though. I love that game. And I was really going to be neck and neck with what was better, Halo Infinite or Doom Eternal. But based on the gameplay, it was pretty certain it was definitely going to be Doom Eternal. But before that, I thought, oh, Halo Infinite's probably going to be the best shooter of the year. But now, look at Doom Eternal versus Halo Infinite graphically. Doom Eternal is a graphical marvel. And Halo Infinite literally looks like a late 360 to an early 1 game. I mean, that's pretty bad. That is really bad. And I am happy in one sense they delayed it, but I'm also very concerned for the Xbox Series X because they have literally no games or anything to even basically make you want to buy it. Like, why would you even buy this system right now? There's nothing going for it. The PlayStation 5, I will be securing my pre-order, and I will be buying the Halo version of the Series X, assuming that Halo Infinite is good in 2021. I will not be buying the Xbox Series X this year, and I think a lot of people won't be either because there's no incentive to. There's no reason to buy the Series X this year, guys. Basically, all the main games that are coming out this year will be on other platforms. I will just simply pick up, like, if a new game comes out that I want, I will just buy it on Steam or I will just buy it on my one. I don't need a Series X right now. I really don't. And I think that's the thing a lot of consumers are thinking. We don't need a Series X. There's no reason for me to go out and buy a Series X. Why would you go out and buy a Series X for no games? Forbes is even saying how hard it is to overstate how damaging this is to the Series X's release, now that they have hardly anything to work with here. I mean, who knows how many good games are going to be launched with the PlayStation 5? At least probably 3. I'm assuming at least 3. With the Series X, we're going to get probably 2 or 3 okay games, but with the PlayStation 5, there's actual quality content coming. But anyways, guys, these are my thoughts. I am very worried for the Series X release and Halo Infinite's delay because, this was supposed to be a big deal. Halo was going to launch with a console. It was the first time since the original Xbox. This was going to be a big deal for Xbox, Microsoft, the fans, 343 Industries. This was going to be a big deal for everybody, guys. And now I feel like the whole thing's kind of ruined. Ever since we saw the gameplay, I feel like this has just been a mess, and I'm hoping they can really just get it together. But, we'll see, guys. Thank you guys for watching so much. If you've enjoyed this, watch part 1 if you haven't already, and watch my initial thoughts if you want to see that. If you want to see more content, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment what you feel about this. Jimmy out of here.